our meeting first and then we'll. What's that? Go ahead. Working this morning?
I'll open this meeting of the solid waste coordinators meeting at 9:38. Just a couple quick reminders. If anybody needs a packet, there's packets up here for solid waste committee. Also, be sure and use your mics because we are being recorded live. Unless you talk into your mic, people can't hear you that watch the videos, so. And that's for anybody using the mic back here too. Thank you. First business is approve the minutes from 7/17 of 24. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes?
I move we accept the minutes as presented.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Motion passed. Next up is selection of committee chairman. What's that?
You skipped Greg. The new updated agenda.
Okay, it's not even on this one. I have to use the other minute. Okay, yep. Second, we have to accept the resignation of Greg Elliott. If everybody's seen it, he is moving on to a new position and is retiring. So.
He also did recommend, the city engineer to fill his space on both committees, for that City of Adrian spot. And, I reached out to him already and he's accepted that he will serve. And I gave him the application. So hopefully, at the next Personal Ways and Means, we will have that on there. He's out sick this week, so he will fill out the application when he gets back. It's Matt, it's in the email. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Matt. Hamazweski?
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Could you please spell that?
It's in the email, from
That's somebody-
Greg.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the last city engineer that was on the solid waste committee and chaired it for years. Anybody know? He lived up here off Maple. Doggone it, I'm getting old. Tyler?
So do I have a motion to accept the resignation of Greg Elliott?
So move. Seconded.
Jim, second. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Motion passed.
Steve Dersham.
Oh, yeah, went to work for the state, didn't he? Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Now selection of 2025 committee chair.
Can the chair both committees?
We got to do them separate.
I know, I just wanted to, before I nominated you, I moved that we keep Dave Bixley as chair.
Support.
Any other nominations? Any other nominations?
Do you hear that train a coming?
Any other nom? Seeing no other nominations. Somebody has to make a motion to,
We'll make a motion that Dave Pixley is the new chair for 2025.
Support.
moved and supported. Any discussion on the motion?
You want it reworded? I move nominations are closed and that Dave Pixley's the chairman.
That's what I was looking for.
You want to support?
Second it.
All right. That's not how.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I,
Opposed, same, motion passed. Vice Chair. I have nomination for Vice Chair.
I move Casey be nominated for vice chair.
Any other nominations? Any other nominations?
I move that we close nominations and put Casey as vice chair of the solid waste committee.
Second that.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
I,
All is the same. That's a short train, Casey.
It's all right. I just trust you'll be here every meeting.
Okay. Reports,
All right.
year-end financial report.
I will try to get through these fast. The financial reports are in your packets. The main thing to note is we were about $3,000 under budget because of our new RFP. So that's something to be proud of as a department. It would have been more, but I exist now in the department, so that's why my salary wasn't in the year before, budget, so that's why. So yeah, that's the financial report. If anyone has any questions, the Lenawee DOS report is in there as well. We were down from the previous year, but the main thing to note is that, the Adrian really increased their curbside over the last year, so the number is a significant, it works out to be about the same. So, the reduction we're seeing from this is a solid waste meeting before the materials management. For those who are confused, so that is why the DOS was a little bit lower and, Reason Township also implemented their curbside last year as well, so that reduced our DOS numbers a little bit too. And for countywide recycling, we were down, but the main reason was because Omnisource stopped reporting their metal collection to us because they're not required to. Per the current solid waste plan, scrap metals, and I'm still working on getting the answer from Eagle on whether or not we can require them to. And those are the reports on those numbers. And for the department reports, I was on WLEN at the beginning of January to talk about is it really recycled? Because that was one of the main concerns expressed during the resident survey we did last year. So I got to answer questions from residents on the radio station about where their recycle goes. I thought it went pretty well. We only had one angry person call in, and then all the other callers jumped on to yell about the angry person instead of yelling at me. So I felt like that was productive. Blog posts, we did an out with the old series for things where to donate and recycle your older stuff after Christmas. Like when you get a new television, what do you do with the old television? We did, for some of you, I handed it out before the meeting, we received notice from Eagle and the recycling partnership that 6 of our communities were selected for free mailers and pieces of education. I already did the Raisin Township one. Raisin was selected, Madison Township and Cambridge, Addison, Tecumseh, and Adrian. So I'm getting ready to work on the other ones. I kind of did Raisin as a test run. waste hauler licensing, all of our licenses have now been renewed. The only one that did not renew from last year was one that was bidding for a contract within the county, and they did not get that contract, so they didn't renew this year. We have one new hauler license as a result of me sending emails out to everybody that could be collecting in the county. Lehman Brothers out of Ohio, and I sent out probably another 15, 20 emails to different like dumpster companies, dumpster rental companies, and we did not get any others other than the one. So I'm looking up all their mail addresses, which is kind of a tedious process because they don't like to advertise those because a lot of them operate out of their homes, I'm guessing. And giving them a month to comply. And then at a future meeting of this committee, we're gonna have to decide, do we want to forward that to the sheriff for letting them know they can issue citations on those companies? I'm not sure that they will follow up with that, but that is what is in the current statute, is that the sheriff's department can issue citations if they see one of these companies operating without a license, so. And the current projects, we don't have any news on the scrap tire grant. Typically, the applications are sent out in November. We did not get it. I checked in with her it was like 2 weeks ago maybe, and she said that they were waiting on confirmation of funds. And so, which a lot of departments are currently waiting on confirmation of funds. So we cannot schedule any collections at this point for this year, scrap tire, but we will just kind of wait and see if we'll get those funding. Any questions on my reports or anything?
I move we accept the report and place it on file.
You have support?
Support.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion passed. Existing business. Management plan update.
Most of you are also on the materials management committee, and so I'll go more into detail during that committee, but it's been kind of a busy month in getting information from them and non-information. The biggest news is that the announcement that the grant funding that they promised us when we began this process is now going to be reimbursement instead of you approved your work plan, here's your $60,000. Now it's you spend the money and then we reimburse you. Which a lot of the smaller counties up north are really having issue with because, you know, they don't have the capital to implement a lot of the requirements that are in the law. So we now have a regular DPA meeting, which I'm attending. One of the other counties started. Eagle people did attend the first one. It was just supposed to be county people talking, but Eagle, I don't want to say they made the mistake of attending, but they attended and they got an earful from people on there. So and we started getting calls back from our Eagle representatives within the next week, but then that kind of has stalled again. So we'll see what is going to happen moving forward. I did get our work program is approved with some amendments that I don't have to get approved by the committee again, but I just have to be more specific. Allegedly, whatever money when they issue the grants, whatever money of our 60,000 we don't use is going to roll over to future years. So we have to be specific about what we're going to use this year. So I am working on that currently. And that is the MMP update, if anyone has any questions on that.
Anything else? New business meeting schedule for 2025.
You come in, we're just doing the solid waste before MMP meeting. You had all said that we wanted to do quarterly meetings. We only ended up meeting like twice last year. Do you want to just kind of continue to meet as we have business, or do you want to get something on the calendar for regular quarterly? I will.
My suggestion would be call the chair.
I'll share.
Just what, Dave?
The suggestion would be to meet at the college. The suggestion might be to just meet at the call of the chair when we have business to conduct. And perhaps doing it a little bit before the waste management or whatever the name of the other one is.
As we've done today.
Yeah, as we did today, that
Most
of you figured out.
I second that.
That was a motion, Dave?
sure.
We'll second that.
You got that down?
Mhm.
Okay. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
I,
All opposed, same. Motion passed. Any other new business? Public comments? I have one. Has to do with Academy Road again. I got a call from, I'm not gonna say the name, but the neighbor to the east of the bridge on Academy Road, volunteering his services to clean up the latest trash dump along there. He has a tree trimming service. He has equipment to do it with. And he was asking if we could make a suggestion what he could do with it after he did the cleanup. Which I welcome him doing the cleanup, but I had no clue what to tell him, so I said I would bring it to both these committees and see what, if there was any possible thing that could be done to help that, or tell him he's on his own.
Is that something that we could help with, just the disposal? He's doing all the work, but
he's looking for a place. to
can
dump
we
it.
somehow just pay for the
Yeah, he just
disposal
needs a
of the
place to dispose of it once he gets it cleaned up, and I told him that. As township, I couldn't come up with anything, so I said I would take it to this committee and see if they had any suggestions, and so far I don't have any, so. But he's gonna do the cleanup but he doesn't want to do it till he knows he's got a spot to take care of it.
I think the township will probably have to pay to have it dumped
Mhm.
somewhere. So
Right.
you could probably dump it.
The-
You take
yeah,
stuff
so
over. at
landfill's not
City
open here. We have a transfer station, which we
Mhm.
allow people to bring their waste in. So I don't know how much is there, but it's probably, we charge like $60 a ton or something for
Or
them.
Jefferson Township Transfer Station in Osseo.
So if he brings in 2 tons, you're looking at $120.
You're talking about Petersburg?
Mhm.
Yes,
So Petersburg.
our facility,
Osseo,
Stevens Disposal,
Or Clark Lake
Sullivan.
up where Liberty is. So
or
there's-
you can go that way to Liberty. Yeah.
And see, I couldn't make a decision for the township because half of it's in Raisin Township and half of it's in Palmar Township, so I can't speak for Raisin.
That sounds like a township meeting between the two.
Just dump it on the north side of the road.
Well, we have a standing thing, we have a conveyor, we take out there monthly just to transfer it to the other side, so.
I was just being fun. Maybe.
You think it's about $60 a ton?
Yeah, that's about what we charge over there. I think it's like a $50 minimum, something like that, but
Okay. It's not as bad as it's been in the past, but there's slowly builds up out there.
still, if you got somebody that's willing to put the work in, let's help them out by just taking care of the disposal. We don't have to pay him. And it cleans it up. Until the next time.
And hopefully somehow we give him some recognition. hopefully somehow we give him some recognition.
Exactly. I didn't want to put his name out there till we come up with something, so. Okay, any other public comments? If not, I entertain a motion to adjourn at 9:59.
So move.
Any discussion? All in favor?
I.
All opposed?